Hi, I'm an independent and I have a message for other independents. There's 3 reasons why I would not vote for Donald Trump for a second term. The first reason is that we've never seen a president so determined not to relinquish power, who feels entitled to be the president of the United States. After another 4 years, how do we know that will be any different? How do we know that he will relinquish power after another 4 years and not name his son, Donald Trump Jr., eventually as the next president of the United States? Now, that might seem crazy, but if you look back 4 years ago, a lot of things that are happening right now, you would say at that time were crazy. If I were to say why Donald Trump doesn't want to relinquish power, that would be an opinion. But it's a fact that we've never seen anyone so desperate, so just determined to stay in office. My second concern is this. If we elect Donald Trump for a second term, is he going to have absolute power? He's already named a justice for the Supreme Court, even though he himself was against this when Obama tried to do so in his last year. What is he trying to control by stacking the deck in the Supreme Court? If we elect Donald Trump for a second term, is he going to have any reason to keep promises? Is he going to have any reason to abide by the Constitution of the United States when he's not going to fear impeachment at this point? Impeachment to him will be a joke because that didn't work the first time. He doesn't have a re-election to look forward to, and that's huge, folks, because that's one thing that could have been keeping him in check so far, because we see a person that pushes the edges of the envelope and then sometimes retreats. So my question is, where is that coming from? Why the retreat? In my opinion, he had to worry about his reelection. So that brings me to my final and most concerning point, is that this is a person that has the ability to brainwash people beyond your wildest imagination. There's several ways that President Trump brainwashes his supporters. One way is simply in the construction of his sentences. When Donald Trump talks, he talks out of both sides of his mouth, and he does so in every single sentence. So he may say something completely shocking that nobody would agree with. And when he says this, it triggers a hormone, and a hormone released into your body triggers a particular type of emotion. So in the second part of his sentence, he may quantify or qualify the beginning of the sentence in such a way that your brain might say, oh, okay, that makes some sense. But you're already manipulated because of the feeling that you felt when Donald Trump first began to speak his sentence. Also, let's consider the Munchausen syndrome. So let's say that you were kept captive, and your captor said, okay, don't try anything because I'm sitting right here. And you're sitting in a living room, and there's a door, and your captor says, okay, don't try anything. Well, that might sound crazy because you have every right to try something. You have a right to freedom, but in the viewpoint of your captor, you don't. So in the viewpoint of your captor, if you were to get up and walk towards that door or run towards that door, you've done something wrong. And that's the same way that Trump feels about the media. and the media fact checking him, they just don't have a right to do that. If they point out his lies and his falsehoods, then that's the media attacking him because that's his perspective. So when he conducts his rallies, he doesn't say, okay, the media is attacking me and this is what's going to happen to me. It's the media is attacking us and this is what's going to happen to us. And by doing so, hijacks your emotions. Let's think about the beginning of his presidency and Lindsey Graham saying, if we elect Donald Trump, we will have deserved what we get. This is how far somebody's emotions can go in 4 years. So how do we know that there's not going to be people in 4 years that are so different and so brainwashed over the next coming years that they actually agree and believe that Donald Trump does deserve a 3rd term, 4th term, or however much it turns out to be. So these are 3, to me, very valid concerns about having absolute power and being able to have absolute power through different types of brainwashing, the Munchausen syndrome. Even when Donald Trump holds out his hands, if you notice, all the time, that's what he does. Holds out his hands, palms up. The subliminal message here is, trust me, I'm an honest guy, and accept me for who I am. The honest, innocent person. Even his choice in colors of tie is a form of manipulation. When he chooses red, the subliminal message is, I'm a warrior, and I'm here to fight for you. Blue, everything's great, and we're at peace. The President of the United States lies nonstop. So if he doesn't have an election to look forward to, then how do we know if he will keep any of his promises? And 2 caveats. We're not necessarily the superpower that we once were, because after Trump unilaterally decided to take us out of the United Nations, other major countries are stepping up to the plate and helping to control the world in ways that we used to, and how we were keeping order globally. And secondly, my second caveat is we do need to turn a corner eventually. We don't want people to lose jobs, but we need to head in the right direction as far as not destroying the planet and getting to a point where eventually we will have the ability to do that.